In the Hypixel Pit, you either survive or die trying. In the beginning of all of this, I didn't know what I was getting myself into. There's one thing I can say for certain though. Throughout this whole adventure, I wanted to accomplish something. I wanted to create an impact. And well, I wanted to help bring salvation to a crumbling player base stricken with evil. But only through my wits, hard work, and determination would I be able to pull this off. Even if the times got tough, I wouldn't be able to give up. This is the story of why I killed hundreds of cheaters to save the Hypixel Pit.
It is doomed. The player base is totally messed up, and it's just not even a fun place to be. I still don't know how people are still playing this game.
The Hypixel Pit isn't just another PvP game mode. At every corner lies at least one cheater, one exploiter, and one person who will make your experience miserable. When I first started, all I wanted to do was just have some fun with friends. However, as time passed, my desire for fun quickly spiraled into annoyance, as I was cheated on time and time again. Now the normal player would probably quit there, never to touch, or even think about this game mode ever again. But I was determined, because why give up just because of a few obstacles? If no one was going to help rid the game mode of cheaters, why didn't I? But first, I needed a plan. If you've never played Pit before, there are a few things that make the game mode unique. We all know the familiar enchants vanilla Minecraft has, but in the Pit, these items mean nothing. From items that go for thousands on the black market, to items that can't even be made anymore. The list can go on forever. But there are a few things that you need to know. Like other Hypixel game modes, there are custom items with custom abilities, each doing something different. When you enchant an item in the Pit, there's a random chance you get a crazy enchant out of the hundreds that are available. The better enchant you get, the more expensive it is. And of course, like you, I had nothing. So, the early stage of my journey began, and well, it was quite simple. It consisted of me just jumping down into the pit, killing people, then dying, over and over and over. As a beginner to the game, I didn't really know what I was doing. When I saw all of these shiny enchants that Pit carried, I had no idea what they were or where they came from. However, this would all change soon. As more and more people began to see my involvement in the Pit, people began to donate me items out of pure kindness. Now, the normal player would probably not get handouts like this, but I knew if I was going to accept handouts, I would have to use it for the greater benefit of the server, not just for myself. And so, keeping that in mind, with my newly acquired items, I began to embark on my journey. And well, there was still a lot ahead. Now that I'd somewhat established a beginning in the Pit, I needed to progress. Although items can make a big difference in gameplay, being at a low level meant I wouldn't have the same perks other players had, which ultimately put me at a major disadvantage. In the Pit, leveling consists of prestiges, with each higher prestige offering better perks. Now I'll spare the boring details, but in order for me to even the playing field against cheaters, I would need to get to a decently high prestige. Obviously, this would still take hundreds of hours, but since I now had items, the process was aided tremendously. Before this video continues though, you should consider buying my new lunar cloak. I spent hundreds of hours on this video, and I would appreciate it a lot. Anyways, Back to what I was saying. On December 17th, 2022, I began to start leveling, quickly climbing the ranks as I learned to use my new items. Now, although things were going well, this would not be the case for long. As pressure built, I would soon face myself in a situation which I couldn't ignore much longer. Before you understand my issue, I'll need to give you some context. And well, leveling wasn't the only problem I had. When a completely unknown person acquires some of the best items in the game, rumors are bound to spread. The focal point? Me. This obviously meant that more cheaters would go for me, regardless if they got banned or not. The intent of these individuals weren't just to kill me, but to make me quit the game forever. Now, paired with the numerous issues the game had, things weren't looking so great. In the pit, armor and items have lives, and when an item or an armor piece reaches 0 lives, it breaks, making it gone from the game mode entirely. In this case, you must use an item called a feather to preserve the lives of your armor and weapons. However, it wasn't that simple. You see, feathers disappear when you die, so if someone killed you repeatedly, you would eventually lose all your feathers, making it impossible to play. Now, cheaters knew this, and by utilizing the most broken item in the game, called Venom Pants, they would be able to successfully accomplish their goal, wiping me out of the game mode forever. But what exactly are Venom Pants, and what makes them so special? Well, when you hit someone while wearing Venom Pants, all of their items are disabled for 15 seconds, making it impossible to fight back, and ultimately impossible to play. Now let us go back to where we started. How was I, a complete newcomer to the game, going to counter cheaters that completely disabled my items? All I could do was just sit and watch, as I could do nothing against them. But all hope wasn't lost yet, because I found something that others hadn't seen before. Let's take a look at this previous clip. You might not think that anything is wrong with it, but usually, when someone is wearing Venom Pants, their first hit should inflict the effect, not their second. Now I had two options here, to flee or to try and take the fight. You could probably just guess what I tried to do. I obviously took the fight, and by using my bow as a rod, I would be able to land the first hit on them every single time, starting a combo while also keeping me safe from the effect. Although I thought this would solve some of my problems, in the end, without knowing, it would be the catalyst for my next major event. Because Venom Pants had started to become less of a threat to me, it would become apparent that people would have to start using their real sets to kill me. This was their plan. Firstly, someone in Venom Pants would hit me, applying the Venom effect to me and disabling all my items for 30 seconds. Once I was running for my life, someone with a full set of godly items would come and kill me, and since I couldn't fight back, I was pretty much dead. Here's the catch though. There's one item in the game which would allow me to survive and heal back up, dealing massive amounts of damage in the process. I won't explain much now, However, in order for me to use it, I would need a lot of gold, which I would be able to get at a higher prestige. After being involved in one war already, I knew I needed to pick up the pace, and so I continued grinding. Following the previous event, it would take over 4 months for me to hit prestige 30, and once there, I would be able to unlock all of the necessary perks I needed to finally accomplish my goal. Although I didn't know what was ahead of me, the hard part was already accomplished, and from now, only fate knew what lied ahead of me. Now that I had finished my progression, I could finally accomplish what I set out to do. And since I now had all of the items I needed, the only thing left to do was to get revenge on the cheaters who had ruined the game mode from the beginning. So, with nothing left to lose, my final fight began. If someone had told me that I would be banned at the end of this journey, I wouldn't have believed them. After all, I only wanted to save a game mode, not destroy it. However, all good things must come to an end, and well, this is where my journey ended. For all of you that turned your back on me after seeing exposed videos, there's always another side to the story. And well, if you choose to believe me or not, it's completely up to you. But now, it's time for me to give you my side of the story. Firstly, let's talk about the one clip of my montage, which every single person has accused me of using hitboxes. Here's that same clip, aside 2 other clips of me getting the exact same combo. If you didn't know, if you swing your sword over the player and flick off of them, visually, the hit looks like it registers later, client side. This was the reason why it looked like I was using hitboxes. As for botting and duping, I received contraband from many different people, and I would only find out later that one of my items were duped, 20 days after I was banned. As for botting, I would streak for XP in any lobby I joined, and if you've never played the pit before, almost 1/3 of its player base are just bots. So you might be asking, if you didn't get banned for any of these things, what did you get banned for? And well, I'm not exactly sure. It all started a few months back when I got severely warned for advertising my housing in lobbies. Obviously, to prevent this from happening again, I asked staff what I could do. And well, they were extremely vague when I asked. I would follow what he said and try to do it less, and the next day, I would receive a message with an extreme warning. So how does this relate to my ban? Well, a few days prior to my ban, I would receive another warning, indicating that I would lose my YouTube rank due to inactivity. This sounds quite odd, seeing that there are thousands of YouTube ranks that have not posted in years. But regardless, I sent him progress of my video, and well, he responded, but not in the way I thought so. He would provide out-of-context messages from my second channel's Discord server. One morning days later, I would try to log on Hypixel and I would be permanently banned. Now whatever the case, I truly believe my ban was false. But this was over 5 months ago, and even if I were to get unbanned, I do not plan on returning. Now to wrap up this section, for all of you that said a YouTube rank would not get false banned, I never really received any special attention, and staff treated me like a normal player. Whether staff really didn't like me, or for some other reason, you can choose to believe what you want. But in the end, this was the end of my journey, and there was nothing I could do about it. Now, if you didn't know already, I was planning to quit YouTube after I uploaded this video. This is probably the best video I ever made on my channel, and well, I'm pretty busy with school, so I won't have as much time to make any more videos for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and well, until next time, goodbye.